What's up guys, it's Aaron from Inkie here yet again, and I'm going to quickly run through a to be read reading list thing for at least the start of 2018. I mentioned this in my last video. I want to read a lot more. I got a couple of books over Christmas. I really love some of these series and I got a new one. So I'm hoping that this will kind of get me back into reading, and I can really, maybe every second month, do a new list and like review what I've read and all that sort of stuff. So without further ado, the first book I'm reading at the moment is The Call by Peter V. Brett. The Demon Cycle series with, I don't know if you can see it there, with the Painted Man, what is it after that? The Desert Sphere, the Daylight War, and the Skull Throne is an absolutely awesome series of books. It's set in a lot of the books I read are like fantasy, sci-fi stuff. So this is in a world where demons come up at night. They're magic, and they come up and they eat people, and the only defense we have as humans against the demons is wards, so like runes. And we once upon a time had the ability to fight back to actually injure the demons, but now all we have are the protective wards, and the actual attack wards have been lost to the sands of time or whatever. So it follows the first book follows the Painted Man. He's had enough of hiding behind wards and cowering, and he goes off to find the attack wards, brings them back. There is a whole cast of other characters that are introduced, and it's really interesting to see, even when we have a common enemy, the demons, Peter Brett still explores the human nature to bicker amongst ourselves and to fight for power, and so there's a lot of like political intrigue and magic all throughout, and there's several different cities and kind of countries that war with each other, trying to wrest power still on like the usual money and corruption and all that sort of stuff, even though there is this other larger battle to be had between humanity and the demons. So it's a really cool book. This is the final book, The Core. I'm about probably a third of the way through, maybe just over a quarter. So I've still got heaps to go, which is awesome because it's just a magnificent story, and all the different characters that are blended together and their paths and relationships is just really well written. My next up is Dead Man's Blues. Now, you know how the old saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, I basically only buy books based on their covers. I read the blurb, and I just look around. I look through all the covers, obviously, and then I read the blurb, and if it does sound interesting and good, then I just get into it. So this one it looks amazing. Look at that cover art. It is awesome. And then it's set in 1920 Chicago. It's got Al Capone. Not actually, he seems like he'll be a side character. I haven't actually read this one yet, and it seems to be a standalone. But there's a detective, private eye, and he's like a rum runner and fixer, I guess it says. So kind of like a wise guy, mafia gangster fixer, basically. But this looks like it is going to be a really good book. 3 separate stories that all kind of converge. One of those style of books. So I'm very keen to get into that one. It's a bit more realistic, a bit more like crime thriller rather than sci-fi fantasy, which I'm into. Some of my favorite books, a lot of my favorite books actually, are sci-fi fantasy. Stuff like the Night Angel series by Brent, David Eddings, Belgariad and Malorian, Lord of the Rings, those kind of staples. The Wheel of Time series. I've read the Game of Thrones books by George R. Martin. David Gemmell is also an amazing writer. I love a heap of his series. But some of my favorite books are also like crime thrillers, like The Bourne series by Robert Ludlum. I loved the movie when it first came out, when I was back in high school, and I heard that it was based on a book, so I was like, man, I gotta read this book. And then I just absolutely fell in love with that character and the way that Ludlum actually writes that espionage stuff. And then he has a couple of other series with other characters still in that spy espionage type genre. So yeah, I'm keen to get back into some of those, more of those style of crime thriller books. So they're the main two that I'm going to be reading recently, like in the near future. And then if I get time, speaking of Brent Weeks, he has an awesome series called the Lightbringer Series. Starts with the Black Prism, and then it's the Blinding Knife. I don't have the other one here, but I believe it's the Third Eye. Blood Mirror is the most recent one, and I believe this year he's bringing out, oh, I don't know if it's the last book actually. Yeah, it would have to be, because it's the 5th. Yeah, he's bringing out the last book of that series. So I'm thinking of rereading the whole series just to come up to speed. A lot of these books I actually have on Kindle, but at the moment I'm feeling the book actually. I'm liking actually having a book to sit down and read and leaf through the pages and all that sort of thing. Something a bit more tactile. I probably will go back to the Kindle, and recently I just completely listened to the entirety of the Belgariad and Malorian all the way through an audiobook. So I might pick up some Audible books as well. If you've got any recommendations for maybe that more crime, thriller, espionage, spy stuff, I'm all ears. I also have a list. I grab my Midori planner. The Lensman series, Fire Upon the Deep, and the Barefoot Investor are also books that I am probably going to look at next time I'm at the bookstore, or the next time I'm browsing the Amazon store for a Kindle read, because yeah, I really want to get back into some books. I've when I was finishing high school, I love to, at night time, I play a few games and stuff, but then to kind of chillax and wind down, I would make myself a cup of tea and sit and read for like 2 or 3 hours. So I kind of want to get back into that, so that I can just kind of relax down and just chill and take it easy, and you know, kind of get back. I don't know, I feel like things are kind of super busy, and life is always pretty hectic for everyone, I think, but yeah, I've always found that reading kind of calms me and centers me, so that's kind of what I'm hoping to get out of that. So anyway guys, if you've made it this far, thank you very much. I know it's a bit of a ramble. Let me know your favorite book series. Let me know any suggestions you've got of books that I should read, because at the moment I'm ravenous and I just want to read a lot. So yeah, please leave those in the comments down below. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, because that really helps me out, and then you can see all my videos and we can follow along together, and let me know if you're reading any of these books and what you reckon. No spoilers though, no spoilers. But anyway guys, I will see you again next time. Thanks so much for watching.